What's great about InDesign is you're not limited by elements that are available to you. You can create whatever you want, and you can bring in whatever you want. But for now, let's just talk about shapes. So if you click and hold on the rectangle tool, you'll see that there's rectangles, ellipses, and polygons. With the rectangle tool selected, I'm going to go ahead and draw a box that's overlapping with the heading here and the picture. I want this box to look like it's coming out of the picture from behind it and then layered behind the heading here. And I don't want it to be green because I don't want to put a picture in it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this drop down menu for the fill color, and I'm going to change it to one of our colors like yellow. With my selection tool selected, I'm then going to right click it and arrange it. This will allow me to send it to the back, and then I can go ahead and move it around as well as use my arrow keys as needed to be able to nudge it. What's really great too is that not only do you have the rectangle tool, but you also have the ellipse tool, which will allow you to draw circles. So if you want to, you can draw a circle. If you'd like to keep it proportional so it doesn't deform like this and want it to be a perfect circle, you can hold shift on your keyboard. Just make sure you let go of your click before you let go of shift. The polygon tool is kind of interesting because you have the polygon tool, which will allow you to draw a polygon. However, if you double click on the polygon tool over here, it will let me choose what number of sides I want. So essentially, I could create a triangle. If I set this to 3 and hit OK, it'll then adjust the shape that I have selected to a triangle. If I'd like to draw a different shape with the polygon tool, I can double click it, set it to like 8 sides, for instance. As long as nothing's selected, it won't change anything, but then the next one that I draw will have 8 sides. Again, you can layer these on top of each other. So for instance, if I want the triangle to be behind the circle, I can right click the triangle and send it to back. If I want the polygon tool or the polygon to be in the middle of those, I don't want to send it to the back of everything. I just want to send it backward. So I can send it backward to be behind that. When you resize stuff, just make sure that you hold shift to keep things proportional. And now you have shapes that are labeled on top of each other. Now, when I go to move one of these shapes, you'll see that the other ones don't move. So one of the quickest ways to select is you can click on a shape, hold shift, and click on other shapes or text boxes to select them at the same time and move them together. You can also just draw a box. So I can click and drag a box across whatever I'm trying to select. If I select too much, like let's say for instance, I select too much down here, I can hold shift on my keyboard to deselect what I don't want and then keep what I want. You can also right click and group objects together or Control G on your keyboard. And now what's cool is anytime you select one of those shapes, it will select all 3 as a grouped object. And if you ever wanted to get into the group, you just double click and that'll allow you to move pieces out of it. You'll notice that they're still grouped together, so if you ever want to ungroup, you can right click and ungroup shapes. This is a really quick video tutorial on how to use shapes. And then if you ever want to remove anything from your document, you can always just select it and hit delete on your keyboard and it's gone. Don't forget to save often too. A quick way to save is Control S on your keyboard or File Save, but Control S is really quick and make sure that it did in fact keep your save.